Right now, as you watch this, something invisible is feeding on your attention. It is not a ghost. It is not a demon. And no, it is not the algorithm. It is something a Russian physicist wrote about 20 years ago. He called it a pendulum. And once you learn to see them, you will notice them everywhere. In the news, in your job, in your family, even in your own spiritual practice. Here is the strange part. A pendulum does not care if you love it or hate it. It only needs one thing from you, your energy. And every single day you are giving it away for free without knowing it. By the end of this video, you will be able to spot every pendulum in your life. And I will show you the one simple move that makes them lose their grip on you completely. But first, I need to show you how deep this goes, because the biggest pendulum in your life right now is probably the one you think is helping you. We will get to that one near the end. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever left a conversation feeling completely drained, even though nothing bad happened? Type yes in the comments if that has happened to you. I want to see how common this is. Vadim Zeland was a quantum physicist from Russia. In his book Reality Transurfing, he describes something that sounds like science fiction but explains that drained feeling perfectly. Here is the idea in simple words. When many people think about the same thing and feel the same emotions about it, their mental energy joins together. It forms a kind of invisible structure, an energy pattern that floats above the group. Zeland called this structure a pendulum. Think of a real pendulum on a clock. It swings back and forth. What keeps it swinging? Little pushes of energy again and again. An energy pendulum works the same way. Every angry comment, every worried thought, every heated argument, each one is a tiny push that keeps it swinging. And here is the part most people miss. Once a pendulum forms, it starts acting like it is alive. It does not think. It does not plan. But it behaves exactly like a creature that wants to survive. And to survive, it must keep collecting energy from human attention. Your favorite sports team is a pendulum. Your political party is a pendulum. That drama in your office. That news story you cannot stop checking. Pendulums. All of them. Now you might be thinking, okay, but is that really a problem? What is wrong with caring about things? Good question. And the answer is where this gets uncomfortable. Here is the number one rule about pendulums. Write this down if you need to. A pendulum does not care if your energy is positive or negative. It only cares that you are swinging with it. Read that again. This is why hating something traps you just as hard as loving it. When you fight a pendulum, you feed it. When you argue online with people you disagree with, you are not weakening their side. You are feeding the exact same pendulum they are feeding. You are both batteries plugged into the same machine. Think about the last time you got pulled into an argument about the news. Be honest. Did the argument change anything in the real world? No, but it changed something in you. Took your calm. Took your focus. It took hours of your mental energy. Where did all that energy go? Zeland would say it went to the pendulum. And the pendulum got a little stronger. Strong enough to pull you back in tomorrow. This is the trap. Pendulums are experts at one skill. Making their battle feel like your battle. They give you an enemy. They give you a team. They give you the feeling that something urgent is at stake and you must respond right now. But here is the question nobody asks. Before that topic showed up on your screen this morning, was it actually part of your life? Was it your problem? Or did something reach into your mind and make it your problem? Sit with that for a second. And if you are wondering, okay, so how do I break free? Hold on, because before I give you the way out, you need to see the 3 signs that a pendulum has already hooked you. Because you cannot escape a trap you cannot see. Sign number 1. You feel urgency about things you cannot control. A pendulum always makes distant problems feel like emergencies in your living room. If you feel stressed, angry, or afraid about something you have zero power to change today, that is not your emotion talking. That is the hook. Sign number 2. Your identity is glued to a group. Notice the word we. We won. We are under attack. We have to fight back. The moment a group's victory feels like your victory and a group's insult feels like your insult, the pendulum owns a piece of your identity. and it will pull that piece anytime it needs energy. Sign number 3. You keep coming back, even though it makes you feel worse. This is the clearest sign of all. Think about the app you check that always leaves you more anxious. The person you argue with in your head. The topic that ruins your mood every single time, and yet you return to it daily. Nobody returns to pain for no reason. You return because the pendulum has learned exactly which of your strings to pull. Quick check-in. How many of these 3 signs did you recognize in yourself? 1, 2, all 3? Put the number in the comments. No judgment here. I scored 3 out of 3 when I first learned this. Now here is where it gets interesting, because you might expect me to say the answer is to fight back, to resist, to delete everything and go live in the woods. But that is exactly what a pendulum wants you to try. And I need to show you why fighting is the one move that always fails. Remember the rule. A pendulum feeds on any strong emotion pointed at it. Love or hate, support or protest. It is all food. So what happens when you declare war on a pendulum? When you say, I hate this thing, I am going to fight it, I am going to prove everyone wrong? You just became its biggest donor. Zealand saw this pattern everywhere. The person who spends 10 years angrily fighting a system usually ends up shaped by that system more than anyone. Their whole life becomes a reaction. The pendulum decides what they think about at breakfast. It decides what they talk about at dinner. It even follows them into their dreams. They think they are the pendulum's enemy. In truth, they are its most loyal employee. So if fighting feeds it, and loving it feeds it, what is left? This is the move Zealand taught. And it is so simple that most people refuse to believe it works. You let the pendulum swing without you. He called it failing the pendulum. You do not fight it. You do not argue with it. You do not push it away with effort. You simply stop giving it emotional energy. You see the swing, and you do not swing with it. Picture someone trying to start a fight with you, and you just stay calm. Not fake calm, real calm. What happens? They get confused. They escalate. And when that gets nothing, they leave and go find someone who will react. Pendulums work exactly the same way. A pendulum cannot punish you for ignoring it. It has no hands. Its only power is your reaction. Remove the reaction and the whole machine goes quiet. Now, remember the promise from the beginning? The pendulum you think is helping you? It is time. This is the part that might sting a little. Stay with me because this matters more than everything else in this video. Manifestation itself can become a pendulum. Think about it. Millions of people all focused on the same ideas. Videos, books, courses, forums. Enormous emotional energy flowing in, hope, desire, and yes, a lot of frustration. That is a textbook pendulum. A big one. How do you know if it has hooked you? Simple. Check for the 3 signs. Do you feel anxious pressure about your manifestations? Urgency about results you cannot force today? Sign 1. Is your identity glued to being a manifester? Do you feel personally attacked when someone doubts it? Sign 2. Do you keep consuming manifestation content that leaves you feeling behind, like everyone is manifesting except you, and yet you keep watching? Sign 3. Here is the difference that changes everything. Using an idea is not the same as being captured by it. A tool serves you. Pendulum makes you serve it. When your practice gives you calm, clarity, and quiet confidence. It is a tool. When it gives you pressure, comparison, and the fear of doing it wrong. The tool has become a pendulum, and it is feeding on the exact energy you were trying to build. And yes, this channel can become a pendulum too, if you watch it from anxiety instead of curiosity. I would rather tell you that honestly than pretend otherwise. So here is what to do this week. 1 simple practice. No effort. No fighting. For the next 7 days, become a pendulum spotter. That is all. Every time you feel that pull, the urge to argue, to check, to worry about something far away, pause for 2 seconds and silently name it. Just say in your mind, pendulum. Do not resist the feeling. Do not judge yourself. Just name it and watch what the pull does next. Why does naming work? Because a pendulum's power depends on staying invisible. It needs you to believe its urgency is your urgency. The moment you name it, you separate from it. There is you, and there is the swing, and you are not the swing. Most people notice something surprising by day 3 or 4. The pull gets weaker, not because you fought it, but because you stopped feeding it. The energy that was draining out of you all day starts staying with you. People report sleeping better, thinking clearer, wanting things again, their own things, not the pendulum's things. That recovered energy is not a small thing. It is the exact fuel that real intention needs. That is why this practice comes first before any manifestation technique. You cannot pour from a battery that 100 pendulums are draining. Try the 7 days. Then come back to this video and tell me in the comments which pendulum surprised you the most when you finally saw it. I read those comments, and next week's video will answer the biggest questions from them. And if you want to know what to do with all that recovered energy, how to aim it at the life you actually want, watch this video next. Picks up exactly where this one ends.